Welcome to Recap Diary. Here is the recap of the movie Top Gun: Maverick, released in 2022. In the world of aviation, Pete was a name synonymous with excellence. An accomplished aircraft pilot, he was known for his daring missions and exceptional skills. One such mission saw him soaring through the skies at hypersonic speed, a feat that not only earned him accolades but also secured a portion of military funding for the program. It was a triumphant moment in his career, one that hinted at a promising future in aviation. However, the triumph was short-lived. A summons from Admiral Kane brought Pete to his office, where unsettling news awaited. Admiral Kane delivered the harsh reality that the days of human pilots were numbered, as drones loomed on the horizon, poised to replace them. Pete's remarkable flying achievements had merely bought him and his fellow pilots some time before the inevitable dawn of automation. Despite this grim revelation, there was a new mission on the horizon, one that beckoned Pete to California and the illustrious Top Gun program. It was a chance to shape the next generation of pilots, passing on his knowledge and experience to a fresh cohort of aspiring aviators. Upon arriving at the Top Gun base, Pete found himself in the midst of an impending mission. This mission was no ordinary one. It involved the perilous task of neutralizing a heavily guarded cache of plutonium. Pete, with his wealth of experience, naturally contemplated the situation, envisioning the team he would assemble to tackle this daunting challenge. However, his superiors had a different plan in mind. They informed Pete that he wouldn't be flying this mission. Instead, he was tasked with training the pilots who would. The chosen dozen, drawn from the cream of the crop in the younger generation, were his responsibility. His role was to evaluate them and ultimately narrow their ranks down to a core team of 6. Eager to understand the caliber of the pilots he would be working with, Pete decided to unwind at a local bar. It was here that he reunited with an old friend, Penny, who was bartending. As they shared stories and caught up on life, Pete took a brief moment to discreetly observe some of the pilots present. Little did they know that the unassuming man in their midst would soon become their instructor, guiding them on a treacherous journey. The next morning marked the commencement of their training. Supervisor Bates addressed the students, acknowledging their elite status as the best of the best. Yet he emphasized that their former glory was no longer enough. As their adversaries had caught up, the need for enhanced skills was paramount. It was at this juncture that Pete was introduced to the class. He began his instruction by acknowledging their intimate knowledge of the F-18 manual. Still, he stressed the need for innovation and the acquisition of practical skills that would prove invaluable in combat situations. Before diving into the training drills, Pete had a crucial conversation with one of the students, Bradshaw. It became apparent that Bradshaw harbored a deep-seated animosity towards Pete. The root of this hostility lay in a tragic incident where Bradshaw's father had flown alongside Pete and lost his life on a mission. Despite the palpable tension, Pete urged Bradshaw to set aside his grievances, emphasizing the significance of their shared mission. Moments later, Pete initiated their training by pairing the students up for battle drills. However, he added a twist. The losing teams would have to complete 200 push-ups. Pete's expertise was on full display as he outmaneuvered and triumphed over the first few pairs. As the defeated pilots dropped to the ground to fulfill their push-up penalty, some among them were confident in their ability to outperform Maverick, a fellow student. However, Pete had surprises in store. He unleashed maneuvers that left them awestruck, maneuvers they had never witnessed before. One by one, Pete systematically defeated every student, emerging victorious. With the training drills concluded, Pete received a summons from his superiors. They expressed concerns regarding the intensity of his training methods, deeming them potentially hazardous to the students and the aircraft. Pete staunchly defended his approach, asserting that the mission necessitated rigorous preparation, including training for flying below the hard deck limit of 5,000 feet. Despite his convictions, his superiors mandated that he submit a comprehensive outline of his training regimen for their approval, placing restrictions on his autonomy. The following morning, Pete unveiled a surprising twist in their training. He announced that, in order to succeed in their mission, the pilots must fly a maximum altitude of just 100 feet. This revelation sent shockwaves through the group, as they were accustomed to soaring at altitudes of 5,000 feet and above. Pete elucidated that their target was fortified with advanced defense system that would trigger missile attacks if they ventured above the specified altitude. The only viable passage was through a perilous canyon. With a simulation loaded onto their plane, the students embarked on their drills. However, their attempts consistently ended in failure. It became increasingly evident that the pilots were yet to form a cohesive unit. Having an eye-opening conversation with his old friend Penny, Pete arrived at a pivotal decision. He decided to grant the pilots a day off and took them to the beach for a game of football. When questioned by one of his superiors about the absence of training, Pete passionately defended his choice. He stressed that before anything else, he needed to foster a sense of camaraderie among the pilots, an essential ingredient for success. Upon their return to training, the mission still loomed as a seemingly insurmountable challenge. However, Pete was not one to back down. Determined to instill confidence in his students, he took one of the planes without authorization and demonstrated that the mission was indeed achievable. His actions earned him a scolding from his superiors, but they also acknowledged his value and appointed him as the team leader. As the mission date approached, Maverick assumed the role of the lead pilot, followed by 3 additional planes. Initially, everything went according to plan, but Bradshaw and his plane began to lag behind. Maverick extended a piece of advice to Bradshaw, encouraging him to act on instinct rather than overthinking. Maverick and his wingmen reached the target successfully, eliminating it. In contrast, Bradshaw and his wingmen encountered issues with their laser targeting system, forcing Bradshaw to rely solely on his instincts. Fortunately, their instincts served them well, and they hit their target, obliterating the enemy base. However, their mission was far from over as a volley of enemy missiles homed in on their position. Deploying countermeasures to fend off the incoming threat, Bradshaw soon found himself perilously low on flares, inching closer to imminent danger. In a harrowing moment, Maverick came to his aid, sacrificing his own plane. Maverick ejected and landed in the snowy wilderness below, his life hanging in the balance. An enemy helicopter circled, poised to deliver a fatal blow. Just when hope seemed to fade, Bradshaw, acting in defiance of orders, returned to the fray. He shot down the chopper, saving Pete's life moments before his own plane was destroyed. Bradshaw emerged unscathed, and he soon rendezvoused vows with Pete. Together, they hatched a daring plan: infiltrate the enemy's military facility, steal an old F-14 plane, and make a perilous journey back home. With the stolen aircraft now in their possession, they faced an unexpected challenge. 2 technologically advanced enemy planes posed a formidable threat. Initially hesitant to engage, Pete was encouraged by Bradshaw to act as he would if he were alone. Maverick took the lead in engaging the enemy planes, employing his superior flying skills to outmaneuver and eliminate them. However, a 3rd enemy plane emerged, leaving Pete's stolen F-14 defenseless. In a pivotal moment, another pilot named Hamm came to their rescue. He flew in close and decisively shot down the 3rd enemy plane, ensuring Maverick and Bradshaw's safe return. Upon successfully landing, they were greeted with cheers and acclaim from their fellow pilots. Bradshaw, having let go of his past grievances, embraced Maverick, ready to move forward together. Their journey had taken them from the depths of animosity and doubt to the heights of camaraderie and triumph. It was a testament to the power of teamwork and resilience in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. A story of growth, unity, and unwavering determination. And that's the end of this recap. Make sure to subscribe, share, and comment. Remember, your engagement and support keep us motivated. See you at the next one.